What's up, Ninja Online guys? Welcome back to Diablo 3. This is chapter 39. When we last left off, we were in Act 5 working on the Harbinger quest. We just slain out Material? Nah, that's not the right name. Anyways, we slayed out the lieutenant of the angel that we're after, who has the Black Soul Stone. Let's jump back into it here. We have a whole lot of dialogue to do right off the hop here. I think that was it though. I think I did the inventorying already. We'll double check though. Yeah.
I have heard that the Grand Maester himself is in Westmarch. It is imperative that I find and speak to him. I will tell him of the sins his order is committing.
Is that wise? He could be behind them.
No, you are wrong. My first memories of being a Templar are of him comforting me, welcoming me to the Brotherhood. I looked into his eyes. He is a good man, I tell you.
I don't know.
Today is the day I find out how deep the Order's corruption runs.
Good. You seem determined at last.
I will do it, even if it means going against my entire Order. I could use a good friend by my side.
Of course, the Templar's Reckoning.
This is one of our strongholds. I will have my answers soon.
Whatever they may be.
I didn't mean to jump into a quest this early, but that's fine. Cormac and me are gonna get to the bottom of this for him.
Cormac, everyone says you helped slay Azmodan and Belial. They're calling you the greatest of all the Templar.
It's good to see you as well, brother. But I come with troubling news about the Order. I must speak with the Grand Maester.
You're in luck. He's here. Standing orders are to send you to him upon your return. Take this, the Grand Maester's new proclamation.
You've done us all proud.
We're definitely gonna be fighting our way out of here, no doubt about it.
From the Maester. It's damning. He admits his own guilt. How could I have not seen this?
The day of reckoning is at hand. We will rise from the ashes of Westmarch and lead mankind into the light. We shall have recruits by the thousands. Every citizen will be another Templar added to the cause. Once cleansed by the Inquisitors, they will become an unstoppable force.
Just as Diablo did.
We know you had nothing to do with John Dar's corruption, Cormac. You're a hero.
Looting their armory stores here. The more I loot, the less they have to use against me. I wish it was so. I might turn the volume down because it's been loud for a while. Turn it down to 60 maybe. It's mainly the music. Music gets really loud, especially in this act, I've noticed. I'm missing an armor rack there. How dare I miss loot?
Bring me that whip. It is time to purify this initiate.
Stop! How can you do this to your fellow Templar?
We bless them with the truth, as we did for you, Cormac. But if the greatest of all Templar wishes them freed, it shall be so. We've been ordered to take you to the Grand Maester as soon as possible. Follow me.
Talk to the Grand Maester. Maester, she's my sister.
Cormac, the shining example of a true Templar. We have much to talk about.
Yes, we do. First, some light loot of shit that I'm never going to use because it's all crap, so I'm just going to sell it, but...
Man is a flawed being. Time and again we have seen good men given to temptation. Though it is painful, I have found only one answer. We must cleanse the minds of our recruits, so they will never fall prey to the corruption of the demons, or the blind self-righteousness of the angels.
Yes, we do, Grand Maester. You have betrayed us all, starting with the torment of our initiation.
It was brutal but necessary. I did the hard things no one else would, for the ascension of humanity. I carry the weight of my actions with me always. Are you ready to make a similar sacrifice, Cormac? Will you stand with me and become Meister in due time? I need you.
But... No! Your power has driven you to madness if you think I would help you rule over mankind!
This saddens me greatly, my son. I am sorry. Kill him.
I need essence.
You guys are pretty tough, but they're not tough enough.
You brought this on yourself, Cormac.
Not enough essence. I dedicated my life to a lie. Everything I thought I knew, it was all in the service of a madman. I swear that every Templar I meet will be freed from the lies of the Order. And if they refuse, I will be forced to convince them.
I'm glad we could help Cormac kind of get inner peace with this. Alright. There's nothing more to say. Let's check out all this crappy loot we picked up. Wizard hat. Wrecker. Store the gems. Sell everything else. I can repair my armor too.
Right here.
Okay, Cormac has nothing more to say. Let's make our rounds now and talk to everyone.
You killed the angel who was responsible for this horror.
Yes, but not his master. Once he is dead, you will be safe.
I believe you.
I would hear more of your travels.
Oh, I could tell you stories. We were frequently set upon by bandits. It became quite tiresome, really. One time, I had had enough. I know this is hard to believe, but when I was younger, I was even more vivacious than I am now. So I seduced their leader. Convinced him to free us by giving him details on how we could rob a local magistrate. He'd heard the Vetchin could predict the future, so he believed me. They were caught and hung 3 days later. I must have forgotten to tell him that part of my vision.
I wonder if we could sell wigs made from your hair.
That is enough, Harold! If we survive this nightmare, I am leaving for my parents' estate in Bramwell.
That's a grand idea, dearest. Your father has more than enough money to...
Follow me, and I will tie you naked to a tree for the crows. Maybe then you'll finally think of something other than money.
Alrighty. Yeah, he's kind of a douche. She should definitely move on with her life. I'm surprised there's no more news from our friend over here.
You killed the angel who caused this slaughter?
I did kill the angel.
If Tyrael is helping Malthael...
Is it true that King Justinian IV is dead? That would mean I'm 7th, no, 6th in line for the throne.
He is dead.
I know who is responsible for this. It's the poor. They've summoned these monstrosities to take Westmarch for themselves.
No, they haven't.
My mother warned me about the poor. They want my wealth, but they don't want to work for it. And now they've created an army of death creatures. Well, when I'm king, I'll just show them.
You kept having that little...
Quite unlike me to fall apart like that. I can't imagine what came over me. Let's keep this between ourselves, eh?
I'm telling everyone. Shen has nothing to say.
Now that Urzael is dead, I'm going to Bramwell to find my son.
The streets are not clear. Some of our enemies remain.
I don't care.
It's understandable. Very much so.
Thanks to you, I can finally bury my wife in peace.
Surprised usually that guy's yelling at us.
This disaster will make for great reading someday, provided that anyone survives to chronicle it. How fortunate I am to have met the savior of Westmarch. You simply must let me ask you some questions when your work is done. Rackus conquered all of Honduras before founding Westmarch. Repelling this invasion would be child's play for him.
You really must stop thanking me. It was nothing.
A dozen people ran by me and did nothing. You're a hero.
Just in the right place at the right time, I suppose.
The King of Westmarch is dead.
I'd heard rumors, but I hoped. I didn't really care for the king at first, but he turned into a good ruler. Hadn't been himself lately, though. The last of his trusted advisors died recently. Hit him hard, it did. He would have recovered eventually. Now, he'll never get the chance.
Generalizing. Hilarious.
Urzael is dead, and only a few Reapers remain.
You have saved Westmarch, my friend.
Not yet. We still don't know where Malthael is hiding.
Malthael.
That strange woman you brought here believes she can help. She insisted on speaking with you immediately.
Nothing I want, so I'm selling it. The miner. Ooh. Man, I was just there. Why didn't you tell me your stories earlier?
Urzael is slain. Westmarch is saved. And yet these thoughts weigh constantly upon me.
The others may celebrate, but we know the truth. Many more will die before this war is over.
Wise words, my friend. Still, we must keep going forward. Your persistence has taught me that much.
Alright. Looked like our enchantress has something to say. which means it could be her quest coming up. Of course, more people have shit to say now.
Bryson made a mistake, but he can still learn.
He's a fool, and fools end up dead around here.
Ah, so it's a personal matter.
What are you talking about?
You cannot control your emotions, so you drive people away instead. It seems to be effective, if misguided.
You keep that nonsense to yourself, or I might forget how much I owe you.
I don't want to come all the way down here, but I want to make sure that the chick in the corner doesn't have anything to say. And I'm not entirely sure if I can reach it from that far away. So better safe than sorry.
I'm telling you, Lyria was so lonely, and Zai was so alive and full of life. They shared one perfect night, and after she emerged, blushing. Dirges raced to her side, but Zai was gone. The ruby around Lyria's neck was the only sign that he had ever been there.
He must have been worried.
No, not then. He felt pride.
I heard Lysa's voice again, and I could make out more of what she was saying. She is calling out for me, but it sounds as though the voice is speaking to me from far away, from beyond our world.
The spirit should have passed on long ago. Did she truly die?
Now I am not sure. What I do know is that she is out there, and she needs me.
Okay.
Cheldo, I know how to find Malthael, but you will not like what I have to tell you.
Fine.
There is only one person who knows how to find Malthael. She waits for you in the Blood Marsh, and you know her well. Adria.
You were right. I do not like that.
I was wondering what would become of Adria, by the way.
Adria is not as you remember her. She is channeling blood magic to prepare herself to retrieve the Black Soul Stone.
What does that mean?
Some things cannot be explained. You must see them for yourself.
Or you could try to speak clearly.
You have no sense of adventure.
Necromancer absolutely hates Miriam's riddles. Okay. Looks like Tyrael has something to say.
The angels will not aid us.
There is confusion and dissension in the high heavens. You must remember, Malthael was our leader once.
All the more reason to confront him.
Imperius commands the host, and he will not unleash them on a fellow angel, especially a former member of the Endur's Council.
He will regret that.
Alright.
You're not going anywhere without me.
What?
Someone has to make sure you don't kill Adria before you find out where Malthael is.
You are the first to question my restraint, Lorath.
Yeah, really. Overgrown runes.
Dead angels now rest with the human corpses on the roads of Westmarch. But more will die unless we know where Malthael is hiding. I cannot imagine how Adria came by this knowledge, but somewhere in the Blood Marsh, our answers await.
Alright.
We hid the Black Soul Stone in the deepest part of the Nephilim ruins near here. We thought it would be safe, but Malthael found it all the same.
I consider myself an expert on all matters concerning boggits. The boggit itself is a small, odd creature given to foraging and burrowing. Under normal circumstances, it fears humans, but it can be incited to great violence when under the influence of magical objects. Rings in particular seem to excite them.
Magic rings, eh? Figured I might as well check this corner here.
That was invigorating.
The first time I saw a witch, she burned. Father took me to the town square to see it. Look, he said, that is the face of evil. But she looked like any other woman, and burned like anything else. Then the flames engulfed her. Her eyes found mine, and she laughed.
This is the entrance to the tomb, but someone's collapsed it.
What a surprise.
It looks like we'll have to find another way into the ruins. What was that?
Is a ferocious, hulking beast with an exceedingly bad temper.
This was just one entrance to the city. There are guide stones littered across the blood marsh that will lead us to the main one. The guide stones are useless to most, but will reveal the correct path to a Nephilim such as yourself.
The Trust Boggin is a ferocious, hulking beast with an exceedingly bad temper. Aided by packs of boggits, it will fight anything that crosses its path. Invariably, some of the boggits will die, but the survivors are rewarded with scraps left over from the boggin's prey. If only my assistance would work for so little.
Alright, Blood Marsh.
She cannot be far.
Remember to get the information we need before you...
I know.
Well, that's not very reassuring.
My father could never understand. He was born into privilege and wealth, and he spent every moment of his life trying to protect it. I was his flesh and blood, but he cared more about the names in books and the faces of the paintings on the walls than his living daughter.
Trapper's snares are surprisingly effective, though I have no idea how they learned to fashion them. Most of the Boggin's feeble intelligence seems to be centered around killing and eating, and in this respect, their efforts are admirable.
Do you know what fear is?
I was gonna pick up the gold and this motherfucker took it.
Fear of what your own blood would do if they knew what you were. No, you could never understand it. People look to you as a savior. Have you ever thought about the lives you've taken? They were fathers, lovers, daughters.
The Boggin Trapper's snares are surprisingly effective, though I have no idea how they learned to fashion them. Most of the Boggin's feeble intelligence seems to be centered around killing and eating, and in this respect, their efforts are admirable. Perhaps I should hide one of these snares near my tent when I'm sleeping.
You ask me what I see when I look into the fire. I see a burning man. I see a burning witch. I see terror and a hunger that will consume everything. What hope do the works of men have against such all-consuming hunger? I gave myself to the flames.
The grave beckons.
I have a general heading now. Right there across that bridge. Let's move past it for now and we'll come back after.
My essence is too low. Serve the cycle.
Okay. This area is more or less done. Surprised that one dropped anything.
Even though I've never much cared for this area, it has not unsettled me like this before. The grave beckons.
Anything here? I also did not see that trap until all my Scullymans got launched. This is kind of funny.
This is one of the guide stones. Nothing happens when I approach it.
I will try.
There are 4 entrances to the Nephilim city, each one etched with a sigil. Only the correct one marks the true entrance to the tomb, however. When you activate these stones, one of the wrong sigils disappears.
Okay, so it's either fire, wind, or earth.
My father burned. He screamed as the flames consumed him, and the smell was sickly sweet. He had found me. For once in his life he had noticed me. And when he saw that the flames did not touch me, he breathed one word. It was his last.
I had believed my new assistant was the noisiest creature in the world, but that was before I discovered the shrieking terror. This bat-like monstrosity produces the most ear-splitting racket imaginable, and furthermore managed to make my assistant scream even louder. I think my headache will last for weeks now.
Paths of the Drowned. Winding Cave. See what's down here. Ton of rats. Great.
Weakness consumes you.
Sorry, cave shrews. How could I get that wrong?
Your death nears.